Mr. Build Wealth, and as always, if this is your if this is your first time joining me, I'm here to share information and resources that can help you get started with building wealth. The topic for this session is multiple streams of income. Before I get started, I have been making it a point to punch in my website and pin it, because in case you're trying to figure out what all I do, how I operate, you can check out my website and that'll give you a good idea of what I'm doing, like what this whole BuildWealth movement is about, how I'm going to disrupt generational poverty. And so check me out whenever you get a chance. But I wanted to talk about multiple streams of income. And again, I have so many conversations every week, and I just feel like I got to come on here and share these stories with you, because this is the kind of stuff that I think about. This is the kind of stuff that drives me. So when I think about multiple streams of income, I think about the person who has, I'll say, just a job, and you have one job, and that's all that you do. You have no other hustles, no businesses, no nothing. And when I think about multiple streams of income, I think this is how you're going to get wealthy, because I don't know any wealthy person who doesn't have multiple streams of income. But what those streams end up being needs to really fit you. And I think that's the struggle when people always say, well, you should have multiple streams of income, and wealthy people have all these multiple streams. And I'm like, yeah, but they usually do things that they love to do. So you can pick any famous person, any successful person. They probably do a number of things that generate income for them. So I think about, like, my business. I have a book. Okay, that could be an income stream, right? If I sell more books. I have clients. That's an income stream, right? When I get clients, or some people call them customers. I just feel like I'm better connected when you're a client. Like, I want to be invested in this relationship, not just you're a customer if you just buy a book from me. But if we've had a conversation, or we have a conversation about money multiple times, and you're making that investment of my time, then you're a client. Like, whether you purchase an actual product or not, I still consider you as a client. So I have that income stream. I think about investments that I have. So, like, stocks, they pay dividends. That's income. What else? I'm going to dabble in real estate at some point, so I'll have that as well. And probably forgetting something. I was doing a little bit of merchandise, but I'm not doing it that much now. Maybe I'll get back to it, but that was an income stream at some point, and maybe I'll get back to that. I have some other offerings that I want to kind of promote that, again, will serve as an income stream. So when you look at your life and you're analyzing your time, well, what can you do with the time you have? We all have the same amount of time every day, every week, every month, every year. And for some of us, we understand that we can't do everything when we want to. But if we're constantly working on adding these potential income streams, at some point, they will begin to bear some fruit. Oh, I just remember one. Speaking engagements. That's another thing I get paid to do. So again, I'm thinking about all the things that I love to do. How can I make money on something that I love to do? So that way, it doesn't feel like a job. It doesn't feel like work. You just enjoy doing this, and you get compensated for it. That's what I always hear from people when they talk about all their multiple streams. Yes, people need to make more money for a variety of reasons, to help them to, build wealth and get rich and take care of their family. I get that. But you have got to decide, like, what is it you're going to do? We all have the same amount of time. So apparently some people can do it and other people can't. And that's what separates, the haves from the have-nots. The have-nots continue to say what they can't do. The haves say, here's what I will do. It's a big difference in terms of that mindset, in terms of how we go about thinking about all these streams of income. Yes, some will pay out quicker and larger than others. Some will be kind of a slow drip where you may, well, I'll say like a snowball, right? It's going to start out small, and then before you know it, bam, they're making a ton of money. I think about, athletes, right? They do all this training in the amateur world, and they always hope they get that big contract. And then when they get it, they hope they can sustain that lifestyle, but then they go get the endorsements. Maybe they get into entertainment. Maybe it's fashion. Maybe it's, again, something else that they love to do. So I want to challenge you as you think about how you're going to build wealth, how you're going to create this generational legacy, how you're going to disrupt generational poverty. You need to have more than just your job. And I don't care if you make hundreds of thousands a year on a salary. What if you found something else you were passionate about and found a way to make money on that? I know a lot of people who love to bake. And last time I checked, nobody's ever saying no to really good cookies, cakes, and pies. So if you have that skill set, why not test it out a little bit? Maybe you offer it to a smaller like sample size. Like maybe it's just like your local community. Maybe it's, your friend group. Maybe it's, I don't know who you know in your network. But you got to start telling people what you're good at doing. And you'll be very surprised that they will pay you for that. And if you have a really good friend who understands business, they will even say, well, you're so good at this, I'm just going to pay you whether you have a business or not. That's how I've stumbled into a few of my opportunities where they were like, they pay you for that, right? And I was like, for real? So I did it. And then I became comfortable with asking for the money, asking for people to make this investment in me, my business. I started asking. And the reason I ask is because when these income streams, pop up in your bank account, it's a really good feeling. Like it's almost like, it's like a really good drug. Like you're doing some great work and then somebody's rewarding you for it. There's no better feeling than that. So I know a lot of people work jobs, but they don't do shit all day. They just punch a clock, and whether they work 2 hours or 8 hours, they make the same money and they're not really fulfilled. But it's nice to get that stable salary, right? I get it. But imagine if you were working on something you were passionate about, you'd probably want to work all 8 of those hours. And in all these hours that you're working, that you're, building these income streams, this is how you will build a very solid financial program, like a financial planning program. You got to have some more income. I talk to a lot of my clients about this, and I speak to prospective clients. And when they say, I really don't have the money to do all these things you're talking about, I'm like, look, at some point, you got a couple of choices. You can make more money, or you can cut some of your expenses, or a combination of the two. So those are your 3 options when you're thinking about your financial planning or your financial situation. Cut expenses, make more money, or a combination of the two. It's sometimes very challenging for us to cut these expenses because we don't make enough money, right? And on the flip side, some people say, I don't earn enough, I don't make enough, so I can't do everything I want to do. So what are you willing to do to change your reality? Having multiple streams of income is a phenomenal thing that I would challenge everybody to do because, yes, it's going to take some time and a commitment, but when you start earning more, you can do more. That means you can save more. That means you can pay off that student loan quicker. That means you can fund your retirement a lot better every year. That means you can buy that investment property you've been waiting to get. That means you can buy more life insurance for your family because you're underinsured because you're only taking the insurance to your job. You can pay for that attorney to make sure your wills and trusts are set up. You can pay your tax person because they're keeping you out of, they're keeping Uncle Sam out your pocket, right? So having multiple streams of income will help to fund all these other things that you should be doing as it relates to your financial plan. So I want to challenge all of you to do a little bit more. Do a little bit more. Just a little bit. Not a lot of it. Just do a little bit. And before you know it, you doing a little bit every day, it's just going to start to compound. And before you know, you will have a few extra $100 in your bank account every month. And I do mean a few $100. That goes a long way over the course of 12 months. So don't be afraid to try to earn money doing something that's not even close to what your job is. Or maybe it's in line with your job or your industry. But all of us have so many skills and everybody else is getting paid. And you still doing stuff for free, or you won't even tell anybody you have this skill set. And that's what separates the haves from the have-nots. Because the haves know that if I can keep telling more people will come to me. More people will see me. More people will believe that I'm offering something of value. That's all that you're buying. No matter if it's a product or a service, you're buying the value of said person or said product. You're buying that value. So how much are you worth? How much do you value you and your skills? Because I think a lot of us could be earning a lot more if we were just willing to take, I'll say, that baby step and give it a shot. And once you get to this life of having multiple streams of income, you'll forget that old you. So figure it out. If you can't, I'm here to help. Holla at me. Hit me up on the website. Hit the links in my bio. Schedule a 15-minute call. Let's talk it through, because I know we all got some hidden talents we should be getting, we should be sharing with the world and getting paid for it. All right, I'll catch y'all next time.